Welcome, boys and girls, moms and dads, to this week's Family Night Story Time. And I am so thankful that you're joining us. This week, we have another exciting story with Sparky. It's Sparky Braves, the Big Bees. Yes, that's right. Sparky is going to have an encounter with bees that you won't soon forget. And this week, Miss Kris is going to read to us, and I am so excited to get started. So let's go ahead and toss it over to Miss Kris as she reads Sparky Braves, the Big Bees.
Hey everyone! This week's book, Sparky Braves, the Big Bees, is written by Jack Eggar, and the illustrations are by Joel Fulkerson and Joe Spadaford. And this is a great book. You're gonna be amazed by it. So Joshua 1:9 is our verse. It says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed. For the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." You're gonna enjoy this book. Here's the first picture. Look at everybody, all the bugs at Stump Village. This is what it says. The bugs of Stump Village were the happiest bugs in Sunny Hollow. They jumped out of bed early every morning, ready to start the day with a hot breakfast. They worked hard, they played hard, they slept hard until that fateful day when everything changed. You can see them working, eating breakfast. Wow. Something's going on here. It was a sunny afternoon when the Snugglebugs arrived in Stump Village. There were hundreds of them, and each one was very cute and cuddly. They were chanting together, "We are Snugglebugs. We can sing sweet songs to help you sleep." The bugs of Stump Village didn't need help falling asleep, but they thought the Snugglebugs were so adorable that they each took one home as a pet. But Sparky the Firefly and Katy the Cricket did not take one. You can see them. Looky here. Let's read what this says. As the bugs carried home their pets, the Snugglebugs sang, busy bug, do you work all day? Lay down, send your cares away." Katy frowned when she heard the song. "Something is wrong," she told Sparky. "These bugs don't sound as nice as they seem." That night, all the bugs of Stump Village hopped into bed and snuggled their new Snugglebug friends. What they didn't hear were the words the Snugglebugs sang after they fell asleep. "Honey for my muffin, honey for my cake, honey by the spoonful, all the food we'll take." Oh my goodness. Look at Ronnie the rhinoceros sleeping, and these Snugglebugs are, oh my goodness. I don't know what's going to happen next. This is crazy. The next morning, the streets of Stump Village were empty. The shops were closed well past their opening time, and the village school was empty. That's because all the bugs were stuck in bed. They were too tired to get up. As Sparky left Bella the butterfly's house, he turned just in time to see the Snugglebugs sneaking away with food from the village storehouses. "Stop!" yelled Sparky. "That's our food!" But the Snugglebugs did not listen to Sparky at all. Sparky and Katy flew to Clyde the centipede's house at the top of Stump Village. Clyde was the wisest bug. He would know what to do. Clyde was very worried after Sparky told him what happened. He was even more worried when he looked down at Stump Village and saw a frightening sight. The Snugglebugs had come back and were stealing all the rest of the food from the village.
"Look here," said Clyde. "The bugs of Stump Village have been deceived. Those are not Snugglebugs. They are biting bed bugs. Anyone bitten by a bed bug becomes sick with lazy bug fever and can't even get out of bed."
"Now they have all our food," Sparky said. "What are we going to do?"
Clyde scratched his long beard. "We can't stop them by ourselves. There are too many of them. After they leave, one of you must look into the storehouses to see what has been taken. The other must travel to a very dangerous place immediately."
Wow. Looks like they're going to the big beehive. Very dangerous. Looky here. Minutes later, Sparky was flying to the most frightening place in Sunny Hollow, the big bee hive. No bug ever wanted to go to the hive. It was called the big beehive for a reason. The hive and the bees were huge. Sparky had just spotted the hive when a loud voice called out, "Halt! Stop, in the name of the queen." When he looked up, Sparky was surrounded by big bees. Each one was beefy and broad with black and gold stripes and a stern face. They all had their weapons pointed right at Sparky. Oh my goodness.
"Why have you come here?" asked one of the bees. "Anyone who comes near the queen without permission risks severe punishment."
Sparky was terrified. He wanted to fly away as fast as his little wings would carry him, but everyone in Stump Village was counting on him. He had to be brave. Thankfully, Clyde had told him the secret password. "Queen Bee, marvelous mother of all bees!" The big bees looked at one another for a moment. The two of them took hold of Sparky's arms and flew him into the hive. "I sure hope Clyde remembered the right password," Sparky thought. You can see all that. Oh my. The big bees carried Sparky into a huge room. It was filled with buzzing bees of all sizes, shapes, and colors. The queen bee sat in the center of the room on a large throne. "What is your name?" she asked. "And why have you come to my hive?" Her voice was not friendly or kind. Sparky was more afraid than he had ever been, but he reminded himself that he needed to be brave and said, "My name is Sparky the Firefly, and I'm here from Stump Village." Then, with his voice growing stronger, Sparky told the queen everything that had happened. "Help us, O Queen Bee," he pleaded. "You are our only hope." The queen bee thought for a moment. Then she smiled. "It's dangerous for little bugs to come to my hive," she said. "You are very brave to risk that danger for your friends. We will help you." "Thank you, Queen Bee," said Sparky. "Place this honey flower at the top of the tallest building in Stump Village," said the queen. "Do this before the sun rises tomorrow, and we will find you." Sparky flew back to Stump Village and placed the honey flower on top of Clyde's house. Early the next morning, Sparky and Katy waited on Clyde's roof. "I hope the big bees really can cure ladybug fever," said Katy. "But what are we going to do about all the food? I searched through the storehouses yesterday, and those terrible bed bugs took all our food. There won't be a single bite to eat this winter." Before Sparky could answer, a loud buzzing filled the air. The big bees had arrived. Some of them carried dippers and buckets of golden honey. Wow. The queen landed in the town square with her megaphone. "Bugs of Stump Village," she called out. "This is Queen Bee. We are here to help you." The big bees swarmed into every house. Every bug received a drop of the queen's delicious honey. "Hooray!" they cried. It was so good to be well again. You can see what they're doing there. All the bugs of Stump Village flew, hopped, or crawled to the village square to get a glimpse of the queen. "Where is the young firefly that came to see me?" she asked. Whoops. Oh my goodness gracious. Sparky landed in front of the queen. "You saved our village, your majesty." The queen smiled. "You saved your village, Sparky," she said. "You were brave enough to ask for help even when you felt afraid. Therefore, I would like to grant you one more request. What else can we do for you?" Isn't that great? "The bed bugs stole our winter food," Sparky said. "We won't have anything to eat once the weather turns cold." The queen waved her hand in the air, and in a flash, the big bees zoomed into the sky. "What was taken will be returned to you soon," she said. Wow. But in no time at all, the big bees returned with every stolen sack of food. "Your Majesty, we have removed the bad rash of naughty bed bugs. They're on a faraway island. No other bugs will ever be deceived by them." The bugs of Stump Village let out a tremendous cheer. Yay! Look at that. Then Clyde threw a big bee-bop party. For the rest of the day, Stump Village had an infestation of some mighty happy insects. "Thank you again, Queen Bee," Sparky said. "We will always be grateful." "You are most welcome," said the queen. "You will always have friends in the big beehive. But don't forget the password." Isn't that cute? The very next morning, Sparky woke up to see a very happy sight. All the bugs had finished their hot breakfast and were buzzing around the village. Sparky quickly ate his breakfast and went into the town square, ready to work. Because Sparky braved the big bees and the big beehive, the bugs of Stump Village could once again work hard, play hard, and sleep in peace. Aw, the end. You can see them all playing and running, and oh, that's good. That was a good book, wasn't it? Back to you. Back to you, Mr. Gary.
Wow, Miss Kris, that was quite interesting. You know, Sparky, I know I don't care for bees all that much, but Sparky was so brave and courageous.
He was. He was. I like that Bible verse at the beginning. Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous. The Lord your God is with you. That was a good verse. Sparky must have been thinking about that verse. You know, it reminded him to be strong and courageous.
Yes, indeed. And so, boys and girls, I hope that you, when you have that opportunity to share Jesus with your friends, that you'll be strong and courageous, and that you'll tell them all about him. and what he has done for you and how special Jesus is to you. Well, speaking of something special, I have something special for you this week.
Ooh, really?
Yeah,
What is
really.
it? What is it?
Well, if you like the book Sparky Braves, the Big Bees, then I have something special for you. For the first 5 parents to email me, the first five parents to email me at gwood@villagechapelchurch.org, the first 5 families will receive their very own copy of Sparky Braves, the Big Bees.
Wow, just like up there on the big screen.
Yes.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Wow.
So parents, don't delay. Shoot me that email, and the first 5 that hit my inbox, I will make sure that you get your copy of Sparky Braves, the Big Bees.
Wow.
So I want to thank you for joining us this week. This ends our Sparky series, but it doesn't end our book series. There are more books to come. So tune in next week for another exciting episode of Family Night Storytime, where we'll jump into another exciting story that helps us understand God's world a little bit better. We thank you for joining us. And until next time, remember, Jesus loves you, and so do we.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week right here. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.